Oh, hello. Welcome to the Biotopes. Thanks for stopping back into the fish room. What I thought for today is we'd just get a quick look around. I can show you guys what's going on in each of these tanks. Talk to you about what I'm working on. And it's got some really cool projects going on here. I'd like to get you guys updated. So thanks for tuning in. Get comfortable and let's get started. All right, let's start with our Upper Amazon Solomos River biotope. This is, again, from the northern area in Peru. And we've got 6 silver angels, 5 black skirts, about 16 Aeneas corridoras, and 2 chocolate bristlenose. So what's going on in this tank? Funny enough, I got these 6 angelfish, and so far there are 3 pair. We've got a female here, there's another female, a male, another male, and then another male and female here. I'm getting spawns on the back glass, I've gotten spawns on the side glass, I've gotten spawns in this corner where these guys are pecking. So I get spawns pretty regularly out of this group. They're not full grown yet, but very cool. My favorite type of tropical fish is the angelfish. I just love their shape, their personality, just their dynamic in terms of like their social hierarchy. It's just really cool to watch. The black skirts, I've got this this kind of veil tail black skirt down here. I think these 2 here in the screen are female. They're a little plumper. And then I've got this male up top, and then I think 2 more males over here. My lights are just going off here, so I apologize for that. Let me adjust and get back to you. Okay, sorry about that. Got the lights back on. So this tank's really cool. It's doing great. Got leaf litter here in the bottom. I'll add new leaf litter essentially when this all breaks down. It'll take maybe a couple months. But the cories love playing around in it. The plecos love playing around in it. Just really provides a really cool dynamic in the tank. And I think it looks really great. I do have this, sorry about the light here, but I've got this plant here. It took a while to kind of transition into its roots being in the water, and it kind of sent out some leaves, and now it's, you know, some of the leaves are turning yellow. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see a little bit of the roots underneath there in the back, but I'd like to see that take off. I've got frogbit up top here that does pretty well. And I've got the Amazon sword project here. Now I've got this extra light. Remember, if you look back in my video, I'll link that above here. But we made this kind of DIY pendant light. And it's added more light to these Amazon swords. And I've also added some root tabs. We are getting some growth on these. I feel like we're getting more growth on these with the added light and the added root tabs. I'll add a couple root tabs probably every 3 weeks. And I'll just kind of, you know, move them around. I did, as you know, add these 2 swords in the back here that are still transitioning to the submersed growth. We've got immersed growth leaves on there so far, or still. I'm having another issue with, so you can kind of tell this right here is kind of poking through that substrate is a media bag. And what happens is all this gravel and sand kind of falls down the hill and kind of spills out. You can see it here. and I'm trying to figure out ways to keep it up there, and I just can't. I just haven't had luck. I mean, I've got this rock here. I've tried, you can see kind of sticking through these black composite kind of levelers, wedges. I've kind of stuck in there to try to keep it from flowing downhill, but it just does, and it leaves, you know, the roots of the Amazon's kind of exposed here in places. So love to hear some input on maybe what you guys have done with these types of setups. I think if I would have done this in the past, I don't know what I would have done. Maybe do more rock work and plant the plants in between the rocks, the substrate. I don't know. But yeah, love to hear your input on creating that elevation in an aquarium. So this black skirt up here, I don't know if you guys can see this. It feels like his eyes are a little like poppy. I don't know if that's going to focus really great for you. He eats well. I don't know, it doesn't look great, but these black skirts are kind of old, so I don't know if they're just getting kind of up there and starting to go, but something's going on with that guy, I feel like, anyway. But yeah, this tank's really going well. I'm not sure what else to say about it, other than just trying to get these swords going. That one black skirt at the top, and this substrate, just trying to keep it up there. I just got to move that sand and gravel up there a lot, it feels like. But other than that, tank's going great. It's a lot of fun, and these angels are really growing. And yeah, it's really cool. So that's the Upper Amazon Biotope tank. Let's see our next one. So right above the Upper Amazon tank is our Costa Rican tank. And this is on the Atlantic drainage of Costa Rica. And I'm going to kind of stand up here so you guys can get a better look. But so what we've got in here is one Nicaraguan cichlid. And sorry for the glare, but she is in the back there. Really pretty fish. I mean, one of the most underrated freshwater fish, I feel like, in terms of coloration. Hopefully we'll get her to come out here a little bit. But she's really, really cool. I mean, loves to dig, obviously. I've got, I think, 10 of these rainbow cichlids. Here at Tilapia multispinosa. Sorry, Heterotilapia multispinosa. They've spawned many times. In fact, there is a baby you can kind of see. I don't know why these guys are being super skittish with the phone, but there's a baby here that's grown up in the tank. But I've got lots of spawns out of these guys. They're not full grown yet, but they're doing really well. And then I've got 4 of the knife live bear. There's 3 there. Let's see where the other guy is. Oh yeah, there's 4. Okay, sorry. There's 4 of them. Anyway, the knife live bear, which is Alfuro cultratus. So they're really cool. I've gotten spawns out of there. I've got 3 males and 1 female left. Really would like to grow that colony. Really cool Costa Rican live bear. But the problems with this tank is, one, the substrate just gets dug up all the time between the rainbow cichlids and the Nicaraguan. It's really hard to keep any plants. I've tried kind of smaller valve, larger valve, which there's a piece up here, Cabamba. I've got hornwort in here right now, just trying to like float and grow. Really tough to keep to keep plants going in this tank. Again, if I were to do it again, I probably would cover the base with rock, fill it in with sand and gravel, and then plant in between the rocks, the large rocks. I've got a bunch of rocks in here. Just try to keep them from digging up a whole bunch, but obviously it's not working. There's some sticks, some botanicals, leaves, which I think, again, I'm a big fan of all that. But you can see just the pits that these guys have dug in here in the 75 gallons, just crazy. I mean, that sand is up, 5 inches or so. So because of the lack of plant growth, I am dealing with some diatoms on the sides and back. These two tanks, the Amazon, the lights off now, the Upper Amazon and this Costa Rican tank are connected. They share the same sump. I don't have algae issues in the Solomos river tank because I'm thinking of the plecos. They kind of keep it clean. I do have one nyrite snail in here, which I don't see right now. And I'm sorry if these fish are super skittish, which they're usually not. I don't know if it's just the camera or what, but they're normally very beautiful yellow, blue outlines. Really one of my most favorite fish for sure. Again, underrated big time. You see they got kind of the stress bars going right now, so I apologize for that. I get these plants all kind of grouped up over here in the overflow, and then what will happen is I'll get kind of the water will rise in height, so that's what you kind of see is that cross brace kind of coming through. So what I have to do is I have to take that overflow sponge off and then exchange it with the clean one, get some of those plants away from it, and clean that sponge out, and then just replace with a new sponge, and then the water goes down to the correct level and fills into the sump. So also you can see I didn't clean off the front glass on this. I just wanted to show you guys kind of as is. All that's on these two tanks are just 4-foot finnick stingrays. I've got them, this is hung from the ceiling. And, it's probably on, these lights are on probably 11, 12 hours a day, give or take. So yeah, cool tank. Again, just dealing with some of those issues. Love your feedback. Any input you can give would be great. And again, I apologize for these fish being a bunch of scaredy cats. Maybe I'll get some footage at the end here with you and show you how awesome these guys are. So, all right, let's check out the next biotope. All right, next up, and the final biotope that's set up currently, at least in progress, is the South Johnstone River biotope. This river is in northeastern Australia. Right now I've got 13 pseudomcgill signifers in here. It's fully planted with some large Vallisneria, and I've got 3 Aponogetons in here, 2 Aponogeton crispus, and then 1 Aponogeton bolivianus. Most of you guys know that kind of deal with, have kept Aponogetons, they do go through kind of a melt phase. So a couple of my Aponogetons are going through that right now. You can kind of see here in the foreground. Right there is one of the large crispus, but the Val's doing really great. Just got some rock work here, some wood, some leaf litter that's breaking down over on this side. And anybody's kept the signifers, a really great fish. Again, I think another underrated fish, super prevalent in Australia and the eastern coast of Australia. But just a really cool fish. Again, it's a pseudomcgill signifer, or one of the blue eyes. The males get those long fins with like the orange, black, and white outline. And they're called signifers because they signal to other males, kind of marking their territory, and to females. I've had a lot of success breeding these in the past, although this group I just cannot get going. I've had spawning mops in there in the past, and I might get just a handful of eggs, but I just can't get them. I'll pull the mops and just haven't gotten any babies yet. I don't know if this group is maybe immature still. They are fairly new. The other issue is this tank might be, it's pretty warm in the fish room this time of year. It's on the low 80s, 82, 81 right now, so maybe that's too hot for them. In terms of spawning, I don't know. I do find some eggs in the mops, but not a bunch. So yeah, really not sure on what to do. I'd love to grow this colony. Like I said, I've had success in the past, but just I have not. And usually in tanks, I'll find babies every once in a while, kind of up at the top hanging out, and I just have not seen not a one. I've probably had them in here, I don't know, 4 months now. So a little bit of a mystery there, but really cool tank. I still need to add a couple species to this biotope. But again, kind of first, I'd like to get this colony going, at least started. Like I said, there's 13 in there now. But I'd like to get, 30 in the 75-gallon. Add some, maybe some other rainbow fish species. So really cool fish. I think probably one of the better looking tanks, just with the hardscape and all the beautiful Valsinaria and Aponogeton. Just letting it grow. And just one kind of low level light that's on this tank. Running off a sump. So yeah, not too many issues with this tank really, other than can't get these guys to spawn. I'm guessing it's because of either the temperature or the maturity level. There is one real mature male. He's super old right there. The largest. He's gotta be, I don't know, 3 years old now or so. So he's still hanging on, the last of my original group. But yeah, I just cannot seem to get any babies. So again, any input, I'd love to hear what you guys think. So that is the South Johnstone River in northeastern Australia. Biotope. So really like this, and this one is still in progress. So it's having a lot of fun with it. Well, let's check out some of the grow out and breeding tanks. All right, next I'll just show you real quick. I've got a 10-gallon tank here. This is electric blue crayfish in it. Looks like they're hiding right now. There's one big male in here for sure. I wish he would be out, so I apologize. Not much to see in here. I had a pair spawn in this tank and had a bunch of babies. I've sold some at auction, spread them out to some other tanks. If the male comes back out, we'll get some video of him, but he's a pretty good sized guy in there. So yeah, anyway, it's a little 10-gallon electric blue crayfish tank. All right, next up above here, the lights are just coming back on, so it's a little bit dim, but I've got my angelfish pair here. And I just moved these guys over here. It is the male German blue blusher and a black lace female. I've gotten a couple spawns recently out of these guys. I just moved them over to this tank because on the other side, they had just laid eggs. Again, I'm sorry for the light right now, but they just laid eggs on the wall up here. They have laid on this slate before, but now I got to move that slate over to the other side and try to get them to spawn there. And this time what I did is I've left the parents in there for 24 hours and then pulled the parents and left the eggs on the side of the tank. Well, what happens is like the snails in here just, I assume, eat all the eggs and they don't hatch. This pair in this tank have, when I just let them do their own thing, has gotten their spawn to wiggler stage. So I'm going to try to leave them together a little bit longer next time, but I've got to move this slate over to those to the pair over on that side and try to get them going. So hopefully we'll get that soon. So that's my top two. These are 20 highs with overflows and kind of a semi-automatic water change system here. So let's go down the second row. All right, here's a second group of 20 highs. This tank is just got cloudy water. I'm guessing it's because of the substrate. Ton of Malaysian trumpet snails in this tank. The water tests fine. I've got a pair of bristlenose plecos in there. There's a male in this cave. You can kind of see he's an albino. Kind of see his tail sticking out there. There's a chocolate female, bunch of Java fern, and I've got 6 young guppies in here. Kind of see him there. Now there is one female in here that I need to call. She's just got a little bit of a, I think it's this female right here, a little bit of a bent spine. You can kind of see that. Again, I'm sorry, the water is pretty cloudy, but so I think I got to call that girl right there. But the rest of these, you can see the males are really coloring up nice. They're kind of half blue, half black strain. The females get some nice color kind of on the very back of the tail. So pretty cool little guppy. The parents died. I've got 6 of these right now, so I'm going to try to grow out the colony a little bit. But you can see just a ton of MTS, Malaysian trumpet snails. I don't know if they're working up the substrate and that's what's causing the cloudy water or what, but I've just got a little internal filter in here. Yeah, wish this water would get uncloudy. It wasn't always this way, but it just has gotten this way over time. So Java fern's doing really well in this tank. I have gotten these plecos a spawn, but usually the male kicks out the eggs, and the eggs really don't last that long. I did get one baby out of it, but it didn't last. So in this tank, I've got just plants and a couple spawning mops from the Pseudomugil signifers. They've been in here a few days. Again, I've saw, I don't know, 3 or 4 eggs on the spawning mop, one of these, but nothing's hatched out yet. I'm going to give it a few more days and then, put the mops back in the 75 gallon. What I do for Pseudomugil is you gotta put the spawning mops down like on the substrate, like the bottom 4 or 5 inches. That's where they like to spawn, kind of in the substrate. So I'll take the corks off of these when I put them in the spawning tank in that biotope, and then put the corks back on and hang them to try to get them to hatch. But just have not had any luck at all. Again, this is kind of just a plant holding tank. All I've got is a little sponge filter on this and a heater, and I just have not seen anything. So pretty discouraging. Wish I could just see like a couple so I know it was working, but yeah, nothing, which makes me think again, like maybe they're just too young, or I don't know what, maybe it's too hot for them, not sure. So all right, last 2 tanks in the fish room. This one here on the left, I've got a group of 5 male diamond tetras. Really cool fish. I feel like maybe I'll do a biotope kind of geared around the diamond tetra. I do have one juvenile rainbow cichlid kind of hanging out with these guys here. And there is one electric blue crayfish in here who, I mean, they just tear up the plants, man. The valve's going pretty good in here, but just tears up the plants pretty good. So see a bunch of it's kind of floating at the top because he just rips it up. This tank here, again, it's a grow tank. I've got a spawning mop in there. Sorry for the glare, but again, no babies. And in this spawning mop, I don't think I found any eggs. I threw it in there anyway just to see, but really gotten nothing. So one cool thing I'm doing in this tank is there's this plant here. Let me get you guys around here in a second. Sorry. Okay. There's this cool plant right here. I don't know if I could tell really great, but it's here's like, sorry, one of the leaves here. So this is called pondweed. It is a native species here in northern Ohio, and you'll find them in ponds, and the leaves will float up on the surface. When I brought it into the tank, it melted back, of course, because it's 77 degrees in this water. But then it's gotten some new growth. You can see it's gotten some kind of green new growth on here, so you can kind of see it there. I'm hoping I maybe get it to come back all the way. It's definitely still alive, so just going to see what happens, see if I can get it to fully convert to the warmer water. So yeah, just kind of a cool thing, but darn it, no signal for babies, man. So that's super bummer. Still trying to work that out. Again, I've bred them lots of times before, but just have not gotten babies out of this current group that I have. So. All right, so that's a tour of the room. You can see the lights are going out here. So I want to wrap this one up. Just wanted to give everybody kind of update of what's going on here. The cool thing about the Biotope fish room, there's always stuff happening. Issues with tanks, breeding, spawning, the problems with the substrate in the upper Solomos River tank, the cichlids from Central America, Costa Rica, digging up there, trying to get plants, can't get the Angelfish to breed. Always something going on. So wanted to get you guys an update. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure you subscribe, hit that notification, leave a comment, give me some feedback on what you guys are seeing here. And I'd love to kind of put more videos out for you guys, but let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much for coming back, into the biotopes, and we'll see you next time.